everyone, my name is Devin and I'm here to teach Yoga for All Abilities. Yoga for All Abilities will be this summer on Thursdays at 5:30 in Perkins Park, running from about mid-July through August for the Green Bay Parks and Recreation Fit in the Parks series. So Yoga for All Abilities is really yoga for everyone. So we've got chairs available to us in the park so we can do our yoga seated, standing with the chair, or with no chair at all, just on the mat. So today I'm going to do a little flow for you on the chair. So if you'd like to join me, you don't need a yoga mat, but if you've got one, feel free to use it. And any chair, any folding chair or dining room chair is going to work. And then if you've got a yoga block, feel free to bring that with, but if you don't have one, you don't need it. And if you've got a yoga strap, that is going to help as well, but if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt or a rolled up towel or anything else that is going to be kind of similar to a yoga strap. So we'll start in a seated position. Sit so your feet can be flat on the floor, spine is nice and tall. And you can close your eyes or take a soft gaze in front of you, not looking at anything in particular, but just letting your mind come to rest. We'll start with taking some nice deep breaths. You can open your eyes if they aren't open currently. And let's take a big inhale, reaching arms up to the sky. And exhale, hands through heart center. We'll take our hands back to our legs and we'll start warming up our spine with some cats and cows. We'll inhale, look up to the ceiling, let your chest spread open, collarbones broad. Exhale, curl your belly in, let your spine round and look towards your belly button. Continue to inhale, look up, and exhale, curl in. We'll take one more in either direction. Last time, inhale up, exhale in. Come back to sitting nice and tall. We'll again inhale to lengthen our spine, and as you exhale, we'll twist off to our right. So the right hand can hook on your chair behind you, and your left hand can hook onto your leg. Take your gaze off to your right side, or maybe behind you if that's comfortable for your neck. These twists are going to feel really good on our low back, but they're also really good for digestion. Inhale, come on back to center. And exhale, we'll twist off the other direction. So right hand can hook on your left knee, and left hand hooks on the chair behind you. As you twist, remember to keep your spine nice and tall. And every time you exhale, think about taking that twist a little bit deeper. Not necessarily going deeper, but just helping to maintain that twist. Inhale, come on back to center. Take another big breath in. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll start doing what's called a vinyasa series, and we'll stay seated for the whole thing. So if you've done yoga before and you're used to getting up and down on your yoga mat, this is going to look a little bit different, but this is what makes it yoga for all abilities, yoga that everyone can do. We'll start with inhaling up to the sky, and exhale, we're going to take a big forward fold, reach down towards your toes, just coming as far forward as you feel comfortable folding. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Hands can come on your knees or maybe your shins. Your spine is going to stay nice and long. Think about rolling your shoulders back so they can touch behind you. As you inhale, sit up or pull our right leg in. Step right leg down, pull left leg up. Take another big breath up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up tall. Think about stacking one vertebrae on top of another. Inhale, arms up to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do that a couple more times through. Inhaling, arms up, and exhaling, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, flat back. Inhale, squeeze your right leg in. Step that leg down, squeeze left leg in. Step that leg down, inhale up, and exhale, forward fold. We talk a lot about the breath in yoga. Inhale, stack your vertebrae up, scoop up to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart center. Yoga is all about combining breath and body movement and motion combined with the inhales and exhales that we're naturally taking. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up to the sky, exhale, forward fold. So as long as you can breathe, you can do yoga. Inhale, halfway lift. Inhale, squeeze that right leg in. Set that down. Squeeze the left leg in. Set that down. Inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up one more time. Arms come up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now's the time, if you've got that strap or belt or anything that's strap-like, grab onto that. I've got mine in a loop, but if yours isn't looped, no big deal. I'll just use this to wrap around my right foot. And we're going to kick our right foot out in front of us. So here you might be feeling a little bit of a stretch in the back of that right leg. Your right foot is active. If you don't have the strap, you could simply just have your right leg kicked out in front of you. If you've got really long arms, maybe you can reach your toe, but the strap is a good help right here. If you feel like you're getting plenty of stretch, you can just hold it right here. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, well, inhale to sit up tall and exhale, pull yourself forward just a little bit so you can get that stretch. In Yoga for All Abilities, we move pretty slowly, a little bit more slowly than your typical vinyasa class. Let's move our right foot down, and we'll loop our left foot. Sit up nice and tall again, kick the left foot out. So this class is great for anyone who's never done yoga before, who thinks that they are very flexible. If you've got any sort of physical limitations, we're here together to work around that for you. Or if you're just looking for a challenge, if you're used to going really fast and you want to challenge yourself to go a little bit more slowly, this is also a really good class. Once again, sit up nice and tall, and if you can, hinge yourself forward just a little bit to feel a little bit more stretch in the back of that left leg. On back up, you can set your strap aside. And one last pose together, we'll take pigeon pose. If you've never taken pigeon pose in a chair before, this is going to look a little bit different. This is when, if you've got a block, you might grab it. So I'll start with my block on the short side, which is a little hard to see, but I guess it's the medium side. And I'm gonna set my foot on top, so the outside edge of my right foot is sitting on top of that block. If this feels good for you right here, you can stay here. You might like to take that block a little bit higher to get a little bit more stretch in the right hip. And if this is not feeling like much for you, if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can hook right ankle on left knee. Cross the knee over ankle. Think about pushing this leg down just a little bit, not anything forceful, but we're looking for a stretch inside that right hip, so adjust as you need to. And you might feel really good sitting right here. You might get here and decide that it's too much and you want to take your foot back down to that block. Or if you're looking for a little bit more in your hips, you can sit up really tall and then hinge yourself forward to get a little bit more sensation inside that right hip. This is a great stretch to take if you sit a lot for work or just sit a lot throughout the day for any reason. This is something that you can take anytime that you're sitting. That's gonna move those hips in a different way and feel really good. If you don't have a yoga block and you want to set your foot on something, you could also use something as simple as like a shoe box, turn one way or another, or any little storage box, something that's going to be pretty solid and not crush in on you, but you're also not putting a lot of weight on it, so it doesn't really need to be anything fancy. We'll sit up and we'll switch sides, so gently take that foot down, and again, maybe you start with your foot on the block. And maybe on one side your foot is on the block, maybe on the other side your foot is crossed over your knee. Our left and right sides are different in all aspects of life. You might brush your teeth really comfortably with your right hand and you could never handle it with your left hand. So it's okay if one side of your body is feeling really loose and the other side is feeling really tight. Just acknowledge that and we'll work with it. Maybe if you're staying on the block, you still play around with leaning into it a little bit, or you could always lean back a little bit. Every little millimeter of movement will change how we're feeling that stretch in our hips and anywhere else in our body that we're working on. And we'll step our left foot down. Sit yourself back up nice and tall, roll your shoulders back. And again, take that soft gaze in front of you or close your eyes. We'll just sit here for another moment of quiet meditation. Another moment to clear our mind, come back to that nice deep breath that we developed at the beginning of class. So often throughout our day, we kind of ignore our breath. It comes naturally to us, so we don't have to think about it too much. But we end up taking really shallow breaths. So yoga is a good time to focus back to that breath, get those nice deep quality breaths, and get that really oxygen-rich blood flowing to us. You can start to open your eyes. We'll take one final breath together, wrapping up class for right now. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you this summer. Namaste.